morning, children. Today we are learning a new representation of a complex number called polar form. The word polar, whenever I see, mostly in physics, you would have come across this. Representing position using r and theta. This r represents distance from the origin and theta represents angle made with the horizontal axis. So this I call theta. Supposing I call this is real and this is imaginary axis. This distance I call r. So z, this is a complex number. I represent using r and theta. How should I write it? I write z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. Given a complex number makes a distance r and angle theta with a real axis. We say z is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. This r is nothing but modulus, what we already know in the ordinary representation. This theta we call the word argument, or in physics we come across the word amplitude. So theta can be called either argument or amplitude. So in short I call ARG. So ARG represents argument of the complex number. Now given a number like this, 2 plus 3i, where will it come actually? Real positive, imaginary also positive. So this is in which quadrant? First quadrant, 2, 3, somewhere here. What about minus 2 plus 3i? Where this will be? Minus 2 comes in this side. If I keep this as the origin, minus 2 here and 3 will be here. So this is in which quadrant? Second quadrant. So both are positive. We are in first quadrant and real negative, imaginary positive, I am in second quadrant. Supposing both are negative, minus 2, minus 3. So I am in third quadrant. Suppose plus 2 minus 3i. Now plus 2 minus 3i. I will be in the fourth quadrant. So calling this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This tells me the theta value. If I decide which quadrant I am in. If I am in first quadrant, I take theta as it is. So here it is only theta. But if I am in fourth quadrant, I go in the clockwise direction. So the angle I will take as minus theta. And if I am in second quadrant, this is 0 degree and so on up to 90, that is pi by 2, and so on up to 180. 180 is written as pi. So second quadrant, it will be pi minus theta. And third quadrant, when I am, do not say pi plus theta. Instead, change the symbol, because if I am in 1 and 2, I go in anti-clockwise direction. If I am in 4 and 3, I go in clockwise direction. So this is pi minus theta, means this will be the negative of it. Minus pi plus theta. So, given a problem, first you find out what is r. How to find r? It is modulus, root of squares, 4 plus 9. For all the 4 quadrants, modulus there is no change because I am finding squares of the number and then the square root. So this is going to be the same for all the 4 numbers. Then which only differs? The argument. If I am in first quadrant, I take theta. If I am in fourth quadrant, I take minus theta. And if I am in second, pi minus theta. And if I am in third, minus pi plus theta. Let us do some problems to understand this concept very well. In problems, supposing I am given 2 plus 3i and I want to know what is modulus, I know the formula. If I want to know what is theta, theta will be tan inverse of imaginary by real. So in this problem, it is 3 by 2. See, I drop a perpendicular line. This I will call, supposing this is a plus ib model. This will be a and this will be b. In that case, what is tan theta? It is opposite by adjacent, that is b by a. So what is theta? Tan inverse b by a. So argument formula, tan inverse b by a or y by x, imaginary by real. So in polar form, we need to know two things very well. Modulus, argument. Modulus is root of the squares of the two parts. Argument is tan inverse imaginary part by real part. And depending on the quadrant, put the symbols or find the angle perfectly. Now let us do the exercise problems. Given 2 plus I2 root 3. We want to write this in polar form. So I will write this is equal to r into cos theta plus I sin theta. My first step is to find r, that is modulus, root of squares. 4 plus 4 into 3. When I am squaring, this is 4 and square is 3. Totally 12 plus 4, 16, square root is 4. Next I want theta. What is theta formula? Tan inverse imaginary by real. 2 root 3 by 2. 2 will get cancelled. So what is the angle? Tan inverse root 3 means we must remember the trigonometry table and recall the angle pi by 3. Once I know r and theta, check which quadrant we are in. Real positive, imaginary also positive. So we are in first quadrant. It lies in first quadrant. Whenever it's in first quadrant, take theta as it is. So put r and theta back in the first line. So call this as number 1. 1 implies 2 plus I2 root 3 equals r is 4 cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3, and that is the polar form of a given complex number. Second subsection, 3 minus I root 3. Write it as r into cos theta plus I sin theta. My first step is to find r, root of squares. 3 square plus root 3 square is 3. So my answer is root of 12. 12 can be further written as 4 into 3. So 4 is 2. Root 3 we write as it is. So first step, finding modulus is over. Next, we find out what is called argument. What is argument formula? Tan inverse b, that is minus root 3 by a. So we get the answer tan inverse root 3 by 3 means it is 1 by root 3. So what is the angle? That is pi by 6. Even if it is negative, you find out only the modulus because the symbol will be guarded in the quadrant. So we just write the answer pi by 6. Now which quadrant we are in? See, this is positive, this is negative. So x positive, y negative means it lies in positive and negative. So it is in fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant, how will you take the answer? Remember, in the 4 quadrants, we took fourth quadrant as minus theta. So argument will be minus pi by 6. When I am in fourth quadrant, theta value, change the symbol, minus theta. Now put it back in the question. 3 minus I root 3 is equal to R value 2 root 3 into cos. Instead of theta, I will write minus pi by 6 plus I sine minus pi by 6. You can leave the answer like this, or else 2 root 3 cos of minus theta is cos theta only. So write only cos pi by 6. Whereas sine of minus theta will be minus I sine pi by 6. So that is the representation of the given number. Third question, minus 2 minus I into 2. Polar form means write the formula R into cos theta plus I sin theta. R equals modulus root of squares, minus 2 square plus minus 2 square. It is root of 8. 8 can be further split as 4 into 2, square root of 4, square root of 2. The next step, we must find out argument. So theta equals the formula tan inverse imaginary part by real part. So what is my answer? Even if it is negative, treat it as positive only. Tan inverse 1 and the value is pi by 4. Which quadrant we are in now? Both are negative. If both are negative, we are in third quadrant. So it lies in third quadrant. And how to write third quadrant formula? Minus pi plus theta. Third quadrant formula, minus pi plus theta. So argument is minus pi plus theta value pi by 4. We'll write the formula minus pi plus theta. So instead of theta, I will write pi by 4. Simplifying this answer, 4 is the LCM, minus 4 pi plus pi, which is nothing but minus 3 pi by 4. Put it back in the question, minus 2 minus I into 2 equals R value 2 root 2 cos theta value minus 3 pi by 4 plus I sine minus 3 pi by 4. Now earlier we did a problem where cos of negative we said positive. So what is my answer? 2 root 2 cos 3 pi by 4 plus I, but here it is minus symbol. So minus I sine 3 pi by 4. You can also leave the problem with this step.